Hi guys. Hi everyone. Ladies, gentlemen, and the in-betweeners. How are you? So as you know, every week I do my weekly lives. So I'm here today to talk about superstition and secondhand. So how do you like my babushka? Bad hair days call for babushka. So, anyways, it's going to be brief. I don't know why I keep saying so. That's not good expression, right? Anyhow, I am here to talk about superstition and secondhand. So, everyone has clothes. Everyone has old clothes that we discard of or we usually give them to someone else as hand-me-downs, or our siblings, or someone who needs whatever it is that you have that you don't need. And as I was continuing to do my research on secondhand and fast fashion and what's going on, I realized that the cultures that have superstition towards secondhand are the ones actually who are producing the most secondhand. For example, in China, it's bad luck. It's considered bad luck to wear someone's clothes, like another person's clothes, which makes sense because the clothes we have obtain some kind of frequency, right? That frequency, it can be negative, it can be positive. For example, just like food, you'd want to see where your food is being made, right? And then also the clothing. So if the energy of the person who used to wear the cloth is wrong, maybe the person used to torture people with the clothes, or like well dressed up, or what can I say, just the garment that you put on your body defines you and then embodies your spirit. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I was a bit disappointed when I found out about this phenomena, because I mean, wait, what's the what's the singular for phenomena? Anyways, so I was stuck. I was like, why is it in my country they send secondhand clothing from everywhere? I'm from Uganda. They will send secondhand clothes from everywhere. They'll send them to Uganda. I had saying the word Africa. It's not even Africa, it's Alkebulan. We need to start speaking reality into our realities, right? And stop living other people's realities, those that gave us the names. Because Africa is a German name. And I don't know how it, I know I digressed. But yeah, I just don't, I'm multifaceted. I don't want to just be talking about one thing, it's a conversation. So as I was still saying, most of these countries will send their stuff to Africa. Whether the patient was suffering from cancer, they will send the bed sheets, whether so somehow I admire the Chinese for this kind of culture of saying, hey, we don't wear clothes that have already been worn. And yeah, that's it. It's superstitious. I mean, they believe something is up with the clothes. They believe, and or actually most of the secondhand stuff you see is usually dead people's stuff. And they have this notion like you cannot wear a dead person's stuff. You might take on their spirit. So, us having been bombarded with secondhand in Uganda. I'll speak for Uganda. I'm sure it's the same in many other Alkebulan countries. I promise I'm going to stop using the word Africa. So that being as it is, I was like, is this why we don't we are not better? Like one thing Africans we don't know is that people are actually very, very spiritual when it comes to their cultures. They don't take things like energy lightly. And we do. We share our energy so easily. We give out our energy so easily. And we don't have any sort of gatekeeping. And that's why our markets have now been flooded with unwanted stuff. Unwanted stuff usually carries a frequency. So it's ironic because I'm a sustainable designer. I work with secondhand, and it's ironic that I'm talking about secondhand like this. However, I have to, the people have to know. The people have to know. So what are you guys' thoughts? Like, we've gone up wearing secondhand. Is that why? I mean, there is some energy that you can't explain sometimes, because there is a certain energy gain that comes to your body when you wear clothes that were made for you, custom made for you, like made with love, and they are yours, as opposed to something that is being worn by another person. Do you understand me? Even if it's not worn, sometimes it can be still new, but it's a hand-me-down, and it possesses a certain type of frequency. It can possess jealousy, it can possess revenge, it can possess so much. So the point of this live is to put a bug in your head on how other people are doing it, because if they're getting rid of all their, in my language you call them bisirani, like within these clothes, and then they send them to us, and we've been wearing them for centuries and centuries, don't you guys think something has to be done within even us ourselves, like to just stop wearing these clothes? Actually, not stop wearing, like, I don't know where the pyramid starts from. I don't know if it starts from, I don't mean that's fast fashion. I just mean secondhand itself. Like who decides what goes where, all that stuff. So I was just disappointed already that there is this thing that, like, oh, it's not okay to wear secondhand for certain cultures, which makes sense. And so what I do is I'll give the clothing a new frequency, meaning it's not the same as it was before. And when I'm choosing stuff to upcycle, it has to be something unique about the cloth. Maybe it's the fabric or the button or the zipper. Yeah, that's how I choose from secondhand to upcycle. And I'm not always only upcycling secondhand. I also upcycle new stuff that just was designed wrongly, so I redesign it. And I guess that's why the reception from old to new is not so open, because people have this attachment to superstition and energy and whatnot, which everyone should actually follow, which everyone should be skeptical about. So the point of this live today is just to ask your opinion. Like, what do you think? Are you okay with wearing secondhand? What do you think? Do you think if Chinese feel like it's superstition to wear secondhand, then they should dispose their secondhand within their countries, right? So let me know wherever you're seeing this, because I'm posting it on YouTube as well. Yeah, so that's my question. Like what do you think about this? Like, don't you think if if you're being superstitious about secondhand, like consuming it, then don't discard it. Find a way, like burn it. I don't know, because again, that's burning is not sustainable. But what can someone do to get rid of this stuff? Basically, stop buying stuff that you don't need anyways. There is something I wanted to say, but I've forgotten about China. Recently I heard that I saw a video that the sheets, clothing of all the people who had COVID in China were collected together, and they were to be sent to Al-Kebulan. And this is the nonsense I'm talking about, right? Chinese will never wear these because they know. And then the poor people from where I come from will think it's a gesture of humility or something else, and they just take everything at face value. They don't understand. And then later on, you start having nightmares, you start falling sick, you start just basically bad things, because no one cares. So we need to care about ourselves, not our leaders care, not our, so please be aware. You think you're wearing secondhand, but you are wearing other people's problems. You are wearing, I'm not saying be skeptical, I'm just saying, think about it. Why does the West, why do people in UK, Australia, Europe, why do they give out their clothes as secondhand to us? Why can't these clothes stay in their countries? We might lack so much, but we don't lack clothes in my home country. There is not a scarcity of clothing. There is not a scarcity of designers. There is not a scarcity of materials. Whether you go to Kenya, Tanzania, man, look at how Nigerian designers are making it, right? So my point is, we need to get away from the mindset of buying cheap, which is secondhand, buying fast again, which is fast fashion, and start thinking about ourselves and the spiritual impact that the clothing we wear has on us, the vibration, the frequency it has. So I hope I was able to explain something to you guys, and please be cautious in your fashion, okay? And that's how we are going to be able to change the world. I stopped the narrative of global warming, and this is why. When Greta Thunberg came out with a monologue about climate change, I was very intrigued. I even made a reaction video to it. I was conned. I was conned like everyone else. And I know this sounds crazy. I actually minored in environmental studies in college. So I can speak about it. I guess it will be something I'll have to talk about some other time. But it's just a by the way, you have to be careful with the manipulation when it comes to that thing, right? Because the people who are pushing for it are the ones who make a lot of money by emitting lots of carbon. Motor car producers like GM Motors, BMW, all those people, they are emitting lots of carbon dioxide. But when it comes to decision making, they will say that the ordinary person who, just us, they'll start saying that we are emitting lots of carbon, right? But then they are the ones. That's why this whole global warming thing, for me, I'm looking at it a little bit skeptical, because the normal day-to-day person, their carbon footprint is nothing compared to these corporations, right? So be careful when you're being manipulated into this global warming. Be careful, because what they want to do in the end is, I don't know if I'm even supposed to be talking about this here, about what they want to do. Hi Sadaf, hi Sandra. What they want to do is make you and I pay for our carbon footprint, meaning like if you I don't know how to say, but they keep tracking you how much carbon dioxide you've put out. Perhaps at some point we'll even have to measure the fart how much you farted into the environment. And what I don't understand is that actually the plants need the carbon dioxide. Anyways, that's another topic for another day, but it's really crazy. You can't trust people. You have to do your own research and come up with your own conclusions, because this whole hype, global warming, yes, they charge you for having a car, yet the other ones producing the cars, how much do they pay for their carbon footprint? But the other ones pushing for us to have a footprint, meaning they want to control us using that stuff. At some point in the future, we might even be paying for oxygen consumption. So that was just a by the way. You can go back and check. I was talking about superstition and secondhand, and how that affects me, who upcycles, and you, who dresses. So this the global warming thing, I think I'll just have to do a whole live about it, because I was also conned by that little girl, Greta Thunberg, and right now she's in cohorts with people who are very up high there, making radical decisions for each one of us that we have no clue, and we've never been culprits. It's always people up there, and we are the ones who suffer with this decision making. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and hope you like my babushka. Have a nice day. Bye.